All right, we are back on the construction show. I am still your host, and I'm still Jared Downey. And today we have Chapin on the show. If you don't know who they are, you're about to find out. And if you were alive 139 years ago, you would have been experiencing their first year as a company. They've been around a long time, great history, and we've got Chris Rumfola on the show. Sorry, Chris, I butchered your last name.
No,
Chris
that's
Rumfola.
perfect, man. Rumfola. All good.
Rumfola.
Yes.
He is a director of industrial sales at Chapin. Chris, welcome to the show. Great to have you on.
Hey, Jared, it's great having an opportunity to be here to work with you, the construction show. Love to talk about the industry, a little bit about what Chapin's about. Like you said, we've been around for approximately 140 years, and we've got products that meet the needs of the end users in the concrete industry. So we can dive into there anywhere you want to, my friend.
Are there any products that are still from 140 years ago?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Throughout Chapin, we actually have some very historical pieces. The irony of the things is Ralph Chapin was working in his hardware store back in the 1880s, 1884 specifically. And there was a difficult time finding kerosene containers because they'd leak all over the place. So he and his team put together some individuals and they found a way to weld tanks so that you could carry kerosene around without them dripping all over. Obviously, the safety hazard itself is incredible. So what they did was they became the kerosene can manufacturer. And then over time, it morphed into what else can we do to expand the technology that we have, that we've mastered. And there's the dawning of the sprayer. Chapin ended up welding up steel tanks. And throughout the 140 years, they've morphed into the outstanding product line that we have here today.
Wow. How do you know when that sprayer came on the market?
Um, our most prominent sprayer for the construction industry is our 1949. Unfortunately, I've only been around for 20 years. It was long before that. I want to say that it was in the 70s, 1970s, that they actually came out with the design of the 1949, our top selling SKU.
That's
I
the
might be wrong, but yeah,
So
somewhere
that's
around there.
the top scale, but it's quite a range, right? So like I'm seeing some of these other numbers here. You see like a 19049, that's a 3.5. That's an extreme triproxy. What are sort of the differences between these? I see the 1949, but there's a one in between some, zero. What's the
Yeah.
difference?
Oh, the beauty in our lineup is we have what I call the power trio. Our trio is a 1949, a 19049 extreme, and a 19069 extreme. And those sprayers can get anybody in the industry with the right tool for the job at hand. Let's talk about the features and benefits of the 1949. 1949 is a core sprayer used by everybody throughout the US, Canada, Mexico, etc., for applying form oils and cure and seals. And that's sealers that you'd put on your concrete.
Okay.
Now, let's dive a little deeper. About 8-10 years ago, the state of California said, you know what? We're going to limit the VOCs, volatile organic compound emissions, from our sealers. So they used to have components like xylene, toluene, naphtha, and the state of California said, no, we don't want those. We want acetone. So it was at that point in time, again, about 10 years ago, that Chapin started getting phone calls saying, hey, there's something wrong with your sprayer. What did you change? What did you change? And we really didn't change anything. Like a good steward for the industry, we said we need to know the safety data sheet on the material that you're spraying. So we got the safety data sheet, section 3 of the hazardous material class. We saw that formulations had changed. So we found out that instead of the xylenes, toluenes, and naphthas, that they had acetone. Acetone didn't like playing with the fluoroelastomer gaskets and seals in the 1949. So we teamed up with our partners on the gasket side, and we made what we call now the extreme fluoroelastomer gaskets. And those are compatible with the acetone. So with the 1949 design, we just updated its design and included these extreme gaskets, making the 19049.
Mm.
The beauty of the products, if you have form oils, xylene, toluene, naphtha, Curin seals, water-based Curin seals, all you need is the 1949, and it's priced based on those features. If you have acetone in there up to about a 55% concentration, that can go into the 19049 extreme. Okay. Some of the actual formulas that came out have an excessive amount or a larger or higher concentration of acetone. And we found out that that could have an adverse effect on our tripoxy coating, which is a proprietary coating that does great chemical resistance, both inside and outside of the tank. And then as time passed, we noticed there was needs for other features in the marketplace. For example, our 1979 is a sprayer that has a filter on the inlet tube of the sprayer itself. Well, what do you need a filter on the inlet tube for? Very good question, Jared. Some of the products that some of the products that they're out there selling have high solids. If the solids get too high, they can clog the sprayer. So the demand was out there. Our engineering department got in contact with our sales force, and they came up with this inlet filter. And that was the dawning of the 1979. Again, tripoxy coated, great chemical resistance inlet filter.
Let's talk about our heavy industry world tour brought to you by Savannah Equipment, supplying mining equipment worldwide. We are heading to events across North America and Australia and filming episodes on location. Email us at info@crownsman.com to be part of Crownsman's Heavy Industry World Tour. Studs and helmets use cutting-edge head protection components used previously only in extreme sports helmets, now utilized in both of Studson's Type 2 models. The SHK1 and SHK1 full brim models are the most innovative helmets on any job site. Offering a revolutionary combination of Koroyd and twice-me technologies, this Studson full brim helmet is the first of its kind in the Type 2 category, providing you with the protection and comfort you need to get the job done. Saving lives one helmet at a time. Studson, where safety meets innovation. You can visit them at studson.com to learn more. When you see the orange iron of a Ditch Witch machine out in the field, you can be sure of one thing: a job is getting done. As the leading manufacturer of underground construction equipment, Ditch Witch has been a catalyst of innovation for the industry since the day they were founded. And with a worldwide and world-class dealership network that features over 175 dealerships across the globe, this equipment is backed by the best. Learn more at ditchwitch.com.
Additional needs. Some people said, I've got a big job and I don't know if I want my guys to pump so hard to get, 100,000 square foot of concrete sealed in a warehouse. So we ended up coming up with a adaptation to the 1949 in our current model 1999. And what that is basically a 1949 different colored tripoxy. We actually call it a hammer tone color. It's a gray and black mix. And that has a Schrader valve. Again, what's a Schrader valve? Great question. The Schrader valve is really the same air fitting that's on your tires of your vehicle. So having that on a sprayer, you can pressurize the sprayer with an air compressor. So you don't have to do all the pumping. Now, since I've been with Chapin, we've made further advancements. We came up with what we call a dripless shutoff. We are the only company to have and support a dripless shutoff. And what this is a shutoff, and a shutoff is actually the handle that you squeeze to make the liquid flow. And when you let it go, it stops. But the internals go into a stainless steel rod and then a plunger. And at the end of that shutoff, there's a gasket. So when you're spraying and you stop, it doesn't drip. And the worst thing you could do is do a giant concrete job, all right, and have a blemish. Some of the sealers out there, if you put them on too thick, they'll actually bubble up.
Mm.
And what happens is you have to let it dry. Then you come back with a stripper and you strip that coating off, and then you reseal it. So huge undertaking and great acceptance in the marketplace. Once people try our dripless shutoff, they're pretty much sold for life. I've got guys that come to the show that say, I got to have it. I can't live without it. That's the only thing for me now. So it's very exciting. So when we came out with the dripless shutoff, we know that the huge demand on the 1949, which is our top selling sprayer, we put a dripless shutoff on that, and that's our 19149. Again, everything that you have from Chapin is a feature, benefit, cost differential on the exact model.
Right.
So then, of course, if you're going to do that on the 1949, you'll want to do it on the extreme 19049. And so the 19049 extreme sprayer with the dripless shutoff is a 19249. So again, that ends up being our top selling dripless SKU. People with the extreme, they make it a step up featured product in their product offering in their stores.
I was looking at like on your website. It looks like it's an add to cart. So are people like? What's your model? How are people buying these? It looks like you can buy them right off your website.
Okay, so you can buy it off our website. First off, Chapin sells through distributors. We go through distribution. However, some people are concerned about, let's say, some Chinese duplications on the market, so they prefer to go direct to Chapin. However, they're priced such that they're more advantaged. They have a greater advantage buy them from the brick and mortar,
Right.
from the brick and mortar stores out in the marketplace. So
I see.
we support them, and we don't undercut the price. It's elevated if they want to go direct.
Do you have a sense of what market share? I mean, you've been around so long. Do you have a sense of the market share that your units have?
You know, that's a crazy question, and Chapin itself touts the fact that we have 85% market dominance on the industrial side. Okay,
Wow,
that's very strong.
that's strong. I think you consider that strong.
I was actually working with a buying group that wanted to add Chapin to their lineup. And I said, yes, I'm absolutely in. I would love to be a part of it. If anything I do equals growth, then that's what I'm all about. That's what I get paid to do. So I worked with the gentleman on this, and he went to his members. He sent me a member list, and I was like, got it. Don't have them. Got it. Don't have them. So everybody that I said I don't have them, let me understand the volume of business that I can get, because I'm saying I got 85% of the marketplace. So the gentleman said, let me talk to my peeps and I'll get back to you in a week. 2 weeks passed. The gentleman called me up and he goes, hey, Chris, I got a news flash for you. I said, what's that? He says, you're a liar. And I'm like, oh, what's that about? He goes, well, you said that you touted 85% market dominance. And I said, yes, absolutely. He goes, well, you're wrong. It's more like 100%, because if people aren't buying from you directly, they're buying your product from other distributors.
Right.
So I think the bottom line is we feel that 85% market dominance is a good number on our construction sprayers, our concrete sprayers, and we're conservative. It's probably higher than that.
L&H Industrial can custom engineer and build from the ground up any heavy equipment assembly or machine that you need for your operation. Their worldwide 24/7 field services network is on the job whenever you need heavy equipment troubleshooting, repairs, rebuilds, relocations, or replacements. And thanks to their specialized design and engineering and state-of-the-art manufacturing and repair services, they are a go-to international supplier for improved components and custom assemblies for heavy industrial machinery. Visit lnh.net to learn more. DMH manufactures CNC lathes for seal production, semi finished materials for seal manufacturing, as well as machine seals. But they are much more than a seal manufacturer. They supply the technology for seal manufacturing in the form of machines, seal software, and tooling technology. Altogether, this allows the simple manufacturing of nearly every seal within the shortest amount of time. The products are also used in a wide range of industries such as mobile hydraulics, mining industry, heavy industry machinery, oil and gas, wind energy, renewable energy, aviation, food and pharmaceutical industry, transportation, and automotive industry. To learn more, you can visit them at dmh.at. Seal technologies of the future, already today. Reduce tire-related production interruptions and enhance vehicle safety with Doran tire monitoring systems designed for off-road, earth-moving, and industrial equipment. Real-time access to accurate, reliable tire pressure and temperature information helps operators and supervisors maximize equipment performance and tire life. Doran tire monitoring systems are designed to withstand extreme operation conditions while featuring simple installation and low maintenance. Visit DoranMFG.com for more information on how Doran can help reduce equipment downtime and improve safety.
What do you think it is? Is it quality? Is it the way you do business? I'm sure there's lots of factors, but that kind of market dominancy, you see knockoff versions of things, or people
Yeah.
just kind of reinvent the wheel, and maybe it's not a knockoff, but it's another version of a with a similar result.
Yes.
So even taking the knockoffs aside, it seems like someone would push pretty hard to the market. What do you think is it's giving you that edge for this long?
Well, the longevity of Chapin states for itself a big fact. And the fact is, we've been around. We know and understand the marketplace. We know and understand the history. We've got the features and benefits that people want when they're on a construction job, a construction site. And we put our products out on a fair price. So, I mean, I can complain about the cost of a Diet Pepsi today because everything's high, but Chapin's done a great job of keeping our price well in line with the industry. So we've got the products that answer the needs in the marketplace, and we have a continuous improvement initiative. Anytime somebody comes out with something new, we take a look and see if is there something we can do or what can we do to improve.
Right.
So we have a full staffed engineering department that works right at our corporate headquarters. We have a full lab that somebody might have a chemical and say, hey, this isn't working. Send me a sample. I'll bring it down to my lab.
Mm.
We'll do some testing and I'll tell you which sprayer is the correct sprayer for the job. So
So
we work with our customer base. We support them in every way that we can possibly do so.
I mean, that's that to me, just hearing it, that sounds like the big difference. This is not a product that someone went, oh, let's design one of this. Some engineer slapped this together, put it out. It landed in all the hardware stores, and hopefully it works. This
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a customization based on application behind even a huge even with a huge market share. The company hasn't lost that.
That's correct. There's a science behind it, and you have to understand the science. A lot of people come here at the show, the World of Concrete 2024, and they're like, "Hey, listen, my sprayer isn't working. This happens, that happens."
Mm,
My first question is, I need to understand what you're spraying. So, what are you spraying, and what does the safety data sheet say? And that
mm.
safety data sheet will enable me to identify the potential problems in the mixture that they're spraying. So I have a fair knowledge of some of the products out there in the marketplace, and I work with them. If I don't know, I go to my engineering department. I say, "Hey guys, help me out here. What's good? What elastomers work with this chemical? And which sprayer would you recommend?" And we usually talk to each other. They're right around the hall from me, so it's very convenient.
What I noticed there's like the ones beside you, those are both steel, it looks like.
Oh
It
yes,
looks like there's maybe a couple yeah, you have a poly one here, the 330
yes.
3330. Um is there and you maybe have more. I see that this goes on for like 7 pages or no?
Yeah.
So I'm jumping around on your website right now. Is there what are the advantages? Why have they stuck with the steel body?
Outstanding question. Um,
Thank you.
you have to you have to you have to realize that the construction worker. I put myself in the category. We're not always friendly to our tools. We work hard, we play hard. So if you've got a job to do, you want to get it done. You want to get it done efficiently, and you don't want to waste time. So whatever tool that you have in the industry, be it a hammer or a sprayer, you want one that's going to work right, and get the job done. So one of the things that we found out, the construction worker, he's a little bit of a rough guy, and I'm going to say I'm a rough guy too. So when you're out there using your product, you're on a construction site. There's everything that you can imagine, trip hazards. I shouldn't say that, OSHA might come down, but anyway, the sprayers don't get treated nicely. So the advantage in a steel can, okay, is the fact that it's durable. It will last. It will take abuse. I love that about our sprayers. Our tripoxy coating is second to none. It helps for chemical resistance on the inside of the tank. It also helps with abrasion resistance on the outside of the tank. A dent here, a dent there, it will last forever. The problem with somebody wanting to go with a plastic or poly sprayer is in the construction industry, sometimes they get thrown in the back of the pickup truck at the end of the job. And along with that is a pickaxe, a sledgehammer, pardon me. And plastic doesn't like getting the abuse, it'll crack.
Right.
Sometimes people go for the poly to save money. If they take care of it, it will last. Our industrial concrete sprayers are outstanding, best in the marketplace, and we have some top selling units that do very well. But for the most part, people like that 1949. It's got everything that they want in a sprayer. I can dive a little deeper into that. We have what's called a tri-lock top. And what it is, it's a three-tiered positioned head that allows you to clamp down evenly on the top of the pump, allowing you to get a good seal. Okay, we've got a large pump inside, brass, heavy duty, lubricated to build great pressures with each stroke. Those are what people are looking for. Our tri-lock top is also part of what Chapin is known for, and that is we're the large open head sprayer manufacturer. When you're pouring chemicals in, the sealers in, you're typically pouring from a 5-gallon pail. I personally, I'm out in the field. I did a driveway last year, and we did some testing on some nozzles and sprayers. And I actually took a 5-gallon pail of sealer and I poured it into the sprayer. Now you can go to a funnel top. You got to be very, very careful. With a large open head design, you got 4-inch versus 2-inch. Okay, you can be a little more liberal. You can spray it. That also makes it easy to fill, makes it easy to clean also, and we can't forget about that. Yeah.
Well, the
So
cleaning, like you talk about in the construction sites, like that was, I had an exterior company for a while, and it was clean up at the end of the day, especially the days that take a little longer. I mean,
yeah,
everybody watching knows the drill. And, there's a
yeah, it's
version of
crazy.
cleaning, and then there's cleaning.
Yes. Well, it's funny. I see the whole spectrum of individuals. I've got guys that just say flat out, I don't have time to clean the sprayer. So they'll write the cost of the sprayer into the job. They'll use it and maybe it'll work next time. Maybe it won't.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have the guys in the industry that say, as soon as I'm done using that sprayer, I was actually at a job site with one of my marketing guys last year, a house, incredible square footage. I can't only imagine what the house cost, but they used our sprayers. They used several different units to cover all the concrete. When they were done, they had a gentleman in the back of the van. He had a xylene bath that he would utilize to put in the sprayer, pump it up,
Oh,
spray it through,
it's a great idea.
clean it, when he was done, he'd take the nozzles off, put them in a xylene bath, which is the recommended cleaning. And then he took the sprayers, inverted them on these posts, and let them hang dry along with the pumps to hang dry. Those guys are like, oh, I can get a year out of your sprayer. So you got the guy that says, I'll use it once and throw it away. And you got the guy that says, I can make that last for a year.
Yeah. I was picturing when what came to mind. I used to work with a couple Polish guys, older guys. One was quite old. I was thinking those guys, they would have maxed out that year. They would have.
Yeah.
I mean, their tools were pristine. I mean, they were their tools were sometimes in better shape than mine, and I'd only had mine for a year.
I had a visitor come into the show yesterday, and he says, "Do you know what's the life of 1949?" And I said, "That's a loaded question. It depends on what you're spraying with it and how you maintain it." He goes, "Well, I can tell you, I can get 6 months out of your sprayer." I said, "You're doing a good job. You're cleaning it, you're rinsing it, you're taking care of it." He goes, "Absolutely." He said, "Guess what my crew gets out of them?" I said, "Well, how big is your crew?" He goes, "I've got 10 trucks." I said, "Well, I'm going to venture a guess that they're not going to get the same life." He goes, "No, I'm lucky to get 30 days out of them, and it makes me mad." And I'm like, "Well, it's in the mentality of your guys in the field. If they were to treat the sprayers the way you do, they would last longer."
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I mean, that it is the story of industry. I wanted to also just ask you quickly about distribution across. Is it global? Are you across in all like global markets, or is there some really key markets that you do well in outside of the U.S.?
Yes, obviously our concentration is what I'll call local, and that'll be U.S., Canada, Mexico. We do ship to Australia, Europe. We have customers in Japan. So I've actually received several visitors that came in that want to expand and carry product overseas. So that's part of what we do at the show. We will follow up with them and see if we can make a match and then get them product out, further expanding our global presence.
What you seem like you have a lot of fun. Before the show you were saying that you've been on the cover of Vogue, so you're a bit of a model. You've got a few things going on.
Oh, yes. Well, it's I'm sure you're going to have photos to show right about now, which is good. Vogue magazine actually did a cover shot with Angelina Jolie. She actually had two of our 48-ounce sprayers, and she struck a pose. And so when we saw that, the head of my marketing department, a fellow director, a guy that I want to throw darts at right now, said, "Chris, we can do something about this." And I said, "What are we going to do?" He's like, "We're going to put you on the cover of our own Vogue magazine." And I'm going to hold this up here, whether this works or not.
That's
But
hilarious.
that's actually, yeah, oh, yeah, yep, that's me. We're striking the pose. And that's exactly like Angelina Jolie. I'm sure we'll get the actual Vogue cover that was put on the Vogue magazine, and then the spoof of having a incredibly good looking model like me on the cover.
More interesting. It's more interesting.
The funny thing is, like I said, I've been with the company for 20 years. I know the customer base. We meet thousands of people here at the show and throughout the year. And one of the big strengths of Chapin is that we have reps, manufacturers, representatives all across the United States and Canada. So what we'll do is directors like me and my sales manager team, we will go out and we'll meet with our reps and we'll visit key customers in the marketplace. I love meeting the customers. I find out firsthand what's going on. My knowledge and understanding of the Chapin sprayer, the Cure and Seal marketplace. We work with many, many manufacturers of the sealers out there. So if they have an issue or a question, I can work with them on getting the right response, the right safety data sheet to direct them towards the right tool. So when I'm out there visiting with these customer base, we meet our people. We have rep. If there's something going on, hey, I got a big problem. This broke. I'll call up my rep and say, hey, I got something going on in Cleveland, Ohio. Kyle, I need you to run up there and see what's going on. He'll relay anything that's going on with me, and we'll work out any issues with the customer. So we're happy to give that kind of support in the marketplace.
I'm going to ask, just before I let you go, I got to ask a personal, personal slash professional question. You're here, you seem to genuinely be having a lot of fun, and it wasn't just on camera, off air, you still were as well.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? Is it a mindset that you have, or you just sort of how you've always been, or do you have something that you vent out in doing one thing so that you can be in a good mood? What's the secret here?
I like to say I've got a professional button that I can switch on and off. Hey, I love people. I love working with people. I'm passionate about the product that we have because I've seen it work. I've used it. I know it works. When Chapin comes out with a product, the first thing I say is, I want one. And so I bring it to my house. I use it. I test it. And it's not just on the construction side. It's on the lawn and garden side also. It's on the turf side. You know, I could get tangential here. We also make lawn and garden turf spreaders.
I was seeing those look nice. The spreaders look really nice.
Really, really nice. And the ice melt spreaders.
Yeah.
You know, we took a look at our competitors. We test theirs. We see what ours do. And we've got the beast of the marketplace.
The tires on the salt spreaders, those look really nice.
Yeah, you want them to grip good. They're pneumatic, you know. So we work with the customer base. We work with the product lines. And the beauty about Chapin is we take a look, we dissect, we understand, and then we build, and we build it correctly. And part of it, if there's something else that makes it a further improvement, we've got no problem changing a design so that we, you know, improve our performance in the marketplace.
You also do, like, you do irrigation as well. You've got like this, like nozzle sprayers for like garden hoses. You've got, I'm looking at the oscillating lawn sprinkler. I wish I had when I was burning through about 50 of these things. I wish I had known your brand. But again, these are, I mean, I haven't used some of these, but these actually look like this, the Chapin 4600 adjustable garden hose. This looks like a pretty nice little unit.
Oh, we've got a whole array of, we call it the watering side of the business. And that's for lawn and garden, hose end nozzles, different designs, different features. We ended up coming up with our 4630, which actually looks like a jet. That 4630 goes from a fine mist to a straight stream. Now, that application of a straight stream, if you've ever seen a concrete truck come up to a site when he's done emptying his concrete, he takes his hose and he washes down his whole truck. And that straight stream just power blasts and does a great job on concrete tools, you know, rake, shovels, trowels, the whole 9 yards. So it actually met another need. And when you hold on to the Chapin product, you know right away it's not a cheap plastic hose shutoff that's going to last for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Ours are built to last. So,
I swear, some of them you get them and they it's incredible. It's incredible how badly they are designed.
Yes.
And some of them, they're not even that cheap. Like, I'm looking at some of your prices and I go, like, some of the cheap ones, like they're cheaply made, but they're not cheap. Like,
correct. Well, one of the things, again, the Chapin product base, we put all of our products through testing, and I'm so thankful to have a lab because if something happens, we double check and verify. But we've run our products through our lab. We test them. We see how they perform. If we're not happy with it, we won't bring it on board. We won't do it. We'll make some improvement and then take it to the next level. So we've done that repeatedly throughout our history.
And that's how you get to 140 years. We're at 8, so we're going to be a while. Well, hopefully we never catch you. Hopefully it just keeps going and we keep going.
Yes, I hope so.
Chris, thank you so much for joining and just bringing a great, I mean, it's the end of the day. Sometimes when we do these last episodes, you're hoping you get someone who's engaged because, you know, it's easy to kind of get into it. Let's just ask some questions. You did not allow that to happen on this interview. You kept it fun. So thank you very much for doing this episode.
Okay, that's outstanding. Listen, Jared, I appreciate everything you did. We're happy to work with the construction show. Any follow-up questions, answers, we'll take care of our customer base. Everybody that's visited us in the booth, if you get questions on the show, I'm going to give my business card to Gotti out here. I'll be happy to work with you. We can answer, we can direct, we can help them. That's what we're all about. And, all the bottom line of our conversation here is Chapin's been around. We've got a great quality product. It answers the needs of the people in the workplace. And we'll work with you to make sure that you're happier on the job with the right product. And that's what we're all about, my friend.
And where do people go if they want to book you for modeling gigs?
You know what? The cost is usually a sub sandwich. So I'm in high demand.
Well, people should not. We should not breeze over this. You're from New York, so a sub sandwich. There's some pretty there's some competitive sub sandwiches out there.
There's some nice nice places to get food.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much, Chris. Great to have you on. I hope we get to do it again.
You're awesome, my friend. It's been a pleasure working with you. And hey, I look forward to the future. Any questions? Give me a buzz. I'm here for you and all the customers out there.
We will definitely do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. If you didn't enjoy that interview, that's about as good as I can do and about as good of a guest as you can get. So I hope you enjoyed it. We will have links to Chapin. We're going to have a link to Chris's actual LinkedIn if you want to contact him directly. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for supporting heavy industry and the construction sector. And we will see you on the next episode of The Construction Show.